Reading from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10th Canto. Give me another one of those pillows. I'm just afraid that this is going to fall off or something. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. That's not like that. Okay. Canto 10, chapter 46, text 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mayita preyasāṁ preṣṭhe. Dūra-sthe gokula-striyaḥ. Smarantyo vimuhyanti virahautkaṇṭhya-vihvalāḥ. My dear Uddhava, for those women of Gokula, I am the most cherished object of love. Thus, when they remember me, who am so far away, they're overwhelmed by the anxiety of separation. Om jnana-timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya taksur unmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Sapadantikam Mancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adhi Gaur Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, greetings from Shamashram in Cali, Colombia. We had our Radhastami celebration last night. So my morning has been a little bit off in one sense, but somehow by Krishna's grace, 100% digested before I got to bed, and up somewhat early. After 5 hours, I was up. I didn't get to bed till 10, but I was still up by 3. But still not my morning sadhana, and not my morning preparation. So this is kind of similar to Radhastami in that we're discussing kind of high subject matters. And people become very excited when you say Radhe, Radhe. Sometimes, especially the women, because kind of the patriarchal society, sometimes they could project that why just the man, which reminds me of a story. In the very early days of Krishna consciousness, and this was told by a friend of mine who joined in 26 Second Avenue. And this lady joined, and it named, I forgot her name, and she took initiation from Prabhupada, but she was not only, she wasn't just gay, she was militant anti-men gay. So she was there for about 6 months, and then she came to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was so kind, let her in. He said, yeah, she had some doubt. And Prabhupada said, what's your doubt? I just can't stand worshiping that man, Krishna. Prabhupada said, that's okay. We worship Radha. So, but it's not so cheap worshiping Radha. Radhe, Radhe. You know, it's nice. It's sweet. The feminine aspect is compassionate. It's more emotive. You know, it's more left brain than right brain. And even in the absolute, it's very, very attractive. But the problem with us is that our attraction is mixed, can be mixed with two things when we approach these things. One, our prejudice of prejudging it according to things we liked in this world of similar forms. And ego, that this is the highest thing and I'm attracted to the highest thing. So it's really, it has to be the right consciousness. I was reading a book by Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Swami called More Chanting. He's a great advanced Vaishnava in our movement. And he gave a very nice analogy, like a microphone. Sound comes through it, but the microphone doesn't hear because it doesn't have consciousness. So we shouldn't just be a microphone. We have to have consciousness. And that consciousness includes humility, devotion, compassion. You have to have the right consciousness. Otherwise, the sound going through doesn't hear. And it's the same thing with the pastimes of Krishna. You have to have the right consciousness. And that's what Prabhupada tried to give us. He tried to give us the right consciousness. I know people that are most advanced in Raganuga Bhakti. They're very concerned with having the right consciousness. One is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Swami. He's very advanced in Raganuga Bhakti. I can see from the books he writes. But in December, he goes out, you know, and he does book distribution. you know, beg, go out and beg, be humble. Or Parthasarathi Goswami. He's only, I can name many, but I'm naming some people that I know. He's only up about, he can only get out of the bed about 5 hours a day. He's so sick. But you know, he about 10 years ago, he took up this service. He took sannyasa initiation from Niranjan Swami, and he took up this service of preaching in Ukraine. I asked him why he did it, you know, because he wants this higher thing. He wants the sukriti for it. The first principle of bhakti is guru pad ashraya. We take shelter of the authority of God and the Shastras and those who represent them. Then that Radhe Radhe, makes sense. Because you can identify what that Radhe Radhe means. It means the right consciousness. Not just the right form. Because without the consciousness, the form is just mundane, or you will see it as mundane. So whenever I speak about topics like I did yesterday, and we had fun, the same class I gave yesterday, Same class I gave yesterday, I gave there, but of course to the audience a little bit different. But I didn't ban the gopis. We spoke rasika subject matters. But I spoke a little bit about the qualification. It doesn't work without the qualification. Yeah, someone came up to me yesterday. Now the missing part of Krishna consciousness is there. That women are more powerful than men. That was the missing part, basically. Now I get Krishna consciousness because Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan, and as Prabhupada said, and as it's written in the purport, and Radharani is only her decoration. Now I understand. Now the missing part is there. And in one sense, it is the missing part in many ways, including if you think that God is really just a man. God is Radha and Krishna. We described that yesterday. There's Shakti and Shaktiman. There's the possessor and the energy and the possessor of the energy, and Radharani is the energy. Without Radharani, it's impersonal. Krishna is Radha Krishna. It is Radha Krishna. But we tend to filter everything through our mundane conceptions. So we're also here discussing kind of high subjects. Krishna has taken Uddhava by the hand, indicating there's something very important I want you to do. It's Leela, but Krishna actually feels the anxiety beyond duality, ecstatic separation from the gopis. He actually feels it because his Leela Shakti, his pastime potency, allows him to be forgetful so he can have drama in his life. Because drama creates emotion. So there has to be drama in life. So there's drama in God's life because he experiences emotion. So he's emotional. And he's thinking about the gopis who don't really have to come to Vrindavan, who don't really have to come to Mathura, because Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Krishna is there in their consciousness and in that mood of separation in the prakat or manifest Leela. They're united with Krishna in the uppercut or unmanifest Leela. And don't try to wrap it around your logical brains, because that is a realm that is, dare I say, trans-temporal, trans-spatial. It's beyond time and space by definition. It's not restricted by laws. So the same person can be separately in two different bodies in one place. As they are, Vishaka is Ramananda Roy, Swarup Damodar is Lalita, Seva Sadhaka Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi. They have Sadhaka Rup, Siddha Rup. They have a perfected form in Krishna Lila and a form as a practitioner in Gaur Lila. But it's very sweet. It's an aspiration of love that we should aspire for. And it's all beautiful. The Sanskrit words are so incredibly preyasāṁ, of all objects, preṣṭhe, the most dear. Anga, oh dear Uddhava. Krishna is addressing him as Anga. There's Angi, the possessor of limbs. There's Anga, the limbs. So Anga also means you're part of me. You're most dear. And that's going to be one of the themes, that they're united with Krishna, that Krishna is their life. That's the idea of love. Krishna is their life. And when Krishna apparently leaves in that manifest Leela, they don't have life. There's a thread of life, and the thread of life is their love for Krishna, that they don't want to cause him anxiety by their demise. And the other thread of life is that Krishna said he would return. So, viraha, separation, vimuhyanti, they are stunned. Their mind is so agitated that their life airs are just vibrating and going wild in their body and disrupting the material elements, and the air element is disturbed. When the air element is disturbed, they are stunned. And utkantya, there's anxiety, there's so much emotion in that love. So they're remembering me, and it's causing these emotions. And they are vihvalāḥ, they are overwhelmed by the anxiety of separation. What is that feeling of love? When you have preyasāṁ, preṣṭhe, the most dear of all objects. It's the most dear. And they'll exclaim that the body is dear. And the body is dear because the soul is within the body. So actually the soul is most dear. And the soul is most dear because Krishna is within the soul. So things connected with Krishna are most dear for people who have awareness. And when you lose Krishna, it's losing your life. I tell the story of this book I read that Jayadvaita Maharaj gave me, how Christianity spread, and it described the martyrs. They asked him to give up Jesus. No, we'll torture you if you give up Jesus. I won't give up Jesus. Because Jesus is more important than the body. My soul is more important than the body, and I have no soul without my connection to God. We lose our soul when we don't have connection to God. They talk now about the soul of the nation. What's the soul of the nation? The soul of America is in God we trust. And when you lose that, you lose the soul of the nation, because then there's no life. When we become disconnected from God, we have no life. We have no values. We have no life. And then there's misery. That's the ultimate misery. As Itti Hillison, the self-realized Holocaust victim, in her writings, which they discovered after the Holocaust, she died in Auschwitz. And she said, when you have an inner life, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. When you don't have an inner life, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on either. The key is inner life, a real life, life of the soul. And that's why the Krishna consciousness movement is really so important when done properly, because it gives soul, it gives life. The world is not going to give life. Kaveri sent me some link to a lecture that was Hari Keshmarj was giving in Argentina, so I looked at it. He's an old friend of mine. And it was interesting. He was describing the disturbance of the world. And I don't know the science. He said the world is spinning more fast on its axis and the days get short. I don't know what the science is. But the idea was, he said, he was describing that the world is in such chaos more than ever before. And it's exacerbated because of the internet. So we know what the disturbances are. So it's like this medium that's just causing disturbance. We used to be peaceful and sitting in our own little place and just have to worry about the few people in the neighborhood that are criticizing us. Now you got the whole world criticizing. It's gone insane. So he said, that's not causing the world to spin faster. It's a symptom of the world's. It's a symptom of the chaos. It's a symptom of the chaos of the world. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, this temporary material world is full of suffering. Take shelter of the holy name of Krishna as your only business. That's the only solution. We're not going to stop the spinning of the world. Something's going on. He described it, and I agree. It's not just advertised. It actually is more crazy than ever before. There is that. And what is anxiety? Anxiety is when you lose your attachments. The attachment you can't lose is your attachment to Krishna, or it's the attachment you can have in any circumstance. You can have your attachment to Krishna. And what Krishna is doing to us, he's taking away everything else so that we can focus our energy in a real stability. When you have an inner life, it doesn't matter how the world spins around you. And as we have access to inner life, Krishna is going to push us more and more in that direction. More and more in that direction. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanam darshanam. Birth, death, disease, old age. These are the real problems in life. Even if everything is perfect, you still have to die. You still have to get old. That's what you have to conquer. And that can be only conquered on the spiritual platform by realizing your soul, by acting as a soul. By acting as a soul. Tadayan yat krichena prayapanam katanchana pratyagama sandesher balabhyo me maratmakam. Simply because I have promised to return to them, my fully devoted cowherd girlfriends struggle to maintain their lives somehow or other. Barely. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. Nityam Bhāgavatam. When you regularly serve Krishna, nitya nashta prayeshu abhadreshu, that which is inauspicious, it's almost destroyed to nil. So what is prayāpranam? Their lives. Dharayante, they're holding on. Ati krichena, with inconceivable difficulty, they're holding on to their lives. Why? Because sandeshai agamana, I have promised to return. To who? Balabhya, the cowherd women. What's my relation? They're very dear to me. And they're mat atmakam. They're fully dedicated to me. Atmaka. They're like so close, like my soul. There's no difference. They've accepted me as their heart and soul. And this is the thing about love. Love means you become the body for someone else's, you become the body for someone else's desires. You become the body for someone else's desires. So you become someone else's body. So, mad atmakam, they're fully dedicated to me. They are me. And they're hanging on this promise. Si sukha uvacha ityukta Uddhavo rajam sandesham bhartu adrita adhaya ratam aruya payayo Nanda Gokulam. So Sukadeva Goswami's now speaking directly to Maharaj Parikshit. Thus addressed, O king, Uddhava respectfully accepted his master's message, mounted his chariot, and set off for Nanda Gokula. We describe this. This is the anubhav of being a servant. You accept the order. It's an ecstasy. It's an ecstasy to accept the order. So they accepted the order, and he goes to meet them. Prapto Nanda Brajam Shriman Nimlochiyati Vibhavaso Shana Yana Pravishatam Pasunam Kuru Renubi, the fortunate Uddhava, who is intimate with Krishna. The fortunate Uddhava who is intimate with Krishna. and has been given the order or service of Krishna. The most fortunate thing is to get the service of Krishna. The intelligent people, they fight for service, and the fools, they fight to avoid service. So the real devotee, he's greedy for service. He's just serving all the time. The fortunate Uddhava reached, so he reaches as the sun was setting. He has a message, and he's mantre. He's the advisor. He's the bodhisattva. He's the most intelligent person. So he plans his trip to arrive at the right time. As the sun was setting, we arrive in the middle of the day. There's a saying in India, only mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. So he arrives as things are setting. It's a good time to arrive, I guess. Everybody will be in their houses. He could also go in there a little discreetly. Remember, when Uddhava was coming, he was also afraid because he had taken the gopis. Or when he would come, to take Krishna. And he was the mantri, the assistant of Kamsa. So he thought, now, oh my God, I better be very careful coming in. The cowherd boys could kill me. Little cowherd boy jihad. They'll kill me. They'll kill me. The Gokula, he was a little worried, but then he said, no, God knows my heart. Krishna, and that's the scary part about Krishna consciousness. We have this autistic dog here, and they're very attached to this dog. I like Sham Sundar, she's great with animals. But this dog, he just follows you around with a ball in his mouth, wanting to play all the time. And you don't play with him, he eats your shoes. I swear to God, I came with one pair of shoes. I didn't know. So I left the shoes outside and completely eaten, torn up, eaten. So then I have a pair of shoes here that Champa got me, like some Birkenstock, and I keep them here. They said, oh, no, it's your fault. You should keep the shoes in the room. So I keep the shoes in the room. 99 times I kept the shoes in the room. The one time I left the shoes in the room, it was just completely, and all you hear is, what do you say in Spanish? Frio? What do they say? Afuera. What does that mean? Outside. Afuera. I said, just make up a language with the dog, convince him that Hare Krishna is going outside. Why do you have, because everything's going, Afreda. What is it? I can't pronounce it. Just teach the dog that Hare Krishna means go outside, and everybody will be chanting Hare, because I'm hearing outside. I'm hearing outside. And you kind of get attached to this dog, or at least sorry for him too. He sometimes rips up cushions and there's cotton all over the yard. I forgot who he attacked yesterday. He doesn't bite, but he has his own personality. That's why I'm having a class inside, because he's going to just come and disturb the class 100%. I just love, But what they say is because the dog's so spiritual, he only takes the guru's shoes. That's what they tell me. There's no one else's shoes. He eats the guru's shoes. I've lost 2 pairs here. And I'm going to have to come back to America in these purple sneakers. I have these purple sneakers here that someone gave me from some soccer player. I didn't have a pair of shoes. I'm going to ride back in these purple sneakers, the latest fashion. Okay. It's Hasiras, but it doesn't fit with the pastime here. I can move. Afredo. So fortunate, and he arrives. He's so smart. Arrive as the sun setting. Come in quietly. Don't cause a big commotion because you've got a very secret message. It's beyond Gyan. It's even beyond ordinary bhakti. Krishna's going to pacify them with his heart. It's very confidential. Therefore, it's messages. I give you messages, not mess. I give you messages. You have to pacify them at a very high level because it's Anarpita charim charat karunaya vatir na kalo samarpiyatam unatoj vala rasam swabhakti striyam. His own bhakti. Krishna is giving him his own bhakti. He's giving him something very, very confidential. Now there's 5 verses. And what's going to describe, because part of the pastime is not that just Uddhava should give a message, but he should come back and deliver to the queens of Dwarka and the residents of Dwarka and the world the glories of the gopis. So he has to understand, and Vrindavan, he has to understand not only the feelings of their distress, but he has to understand also the feelings of their joy. He has to understand the feelings of their joy, not just their distress. So the Leela Shakti manifests Vrindavan in its joy. And what's the joy of Vrindavan? It's all the cows and clanking milk buckets and people calling cows and cows in bulls looking for the cows and all the beautiful scenes and the joy of a village based on cows. I sometimes go in Vrindavan to my friend Prem Kishore's farm, about 10 minutes from the Krishna Balar Mandir. I used to go there every day because I used to stay in Vrindavan in the winter. Very quiet time in the winter. So I get a little sun's out and I go and I'd sit by his cows. Cows are animals in a very incredible mood of peacefulness and joy and opulence. And it's just something about the cows. Milk. Milk is a great thing. Even they say for vitamin D, ghee is necessary. That when you sweat and the sun comes, the combination. Milk is very important, actually. the right milk. Not the wrong milk, but the right milk is very important from protected cows and the health.
How was it?
Very wet.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? I heard someone's voice. You're losing points. So let's finish here a little bit with this description. Go see, the dog's taking your shoes. He hasn't got mine. He's going to get yours. Did he take your shoes?
No.
You're not a guru. Why should he take your shoes? Where are you going? Go, Gita. Yeah, bring your shoes inside. Oh, you're putting them up there? Okay.
There is no shoes here.
Oh, there's no shoes. Okay. But I saw the dog. He was looking.
Yeah.
You could see his shadow.
It took your damaged.
What?
I think it took your damaged shoe.
The one that's already
What?
chewing it more.
Okay. He chewed one. He's taking the other. I left that for him. Now get this vision here. Gokula resounded on all sides with the sounds of bulls and rut fighting with one another for fertile cows. With the mooing of cows burdened by their udders, chasing after their cows, with the noise of milking and of the white calves jumping here and there, with loud reverberation of flute playing, and with the singing of the all-auspicious deeds of Krishna and Balaram by the cowherd men and women, who made the village resplendent with wonderfully ornamented attire. The cowherds' homes in Gokula appeared most charming with their abundant paraphernalia for worshiping of the sacrificial fire, the sun, unexpected guests, the cows, the Brahmas, and the forefathers and demigods. On all sides lay the flowering forest, echoing with flocks of birds and swarms of bees, and beautified by its lakes and crowded with swans, karandava ducks, and bowers of lotuses. So the internal potency covered the grief of Vrindavan. So you can see the bustle and the joy. So Uddhava can also see what the mood of separation is by understanding what they're separated from. The joy of the presence of Krishna. And therefore, the singing of the cowherd boys and calves, because Krishna is all attractive. Krishna is all attractive. So even the mothers of the other cowherd boys and the cowherd boys, they're more attracted to Krishna than their own child. And no one minds because Krishna is all attractive. So the love is for him. Love doesn't just have to be blood relation. That creates some kind of bond. But there can be love for someone else. And that love is Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. With all his deeds and exploits, and they're singing. So there's just complete kirtan and the cow. I'm such an alien. I think Reed here is an earthman. Comes from Minnesota. I'm an alien. I come from Brooklyn. Varsana Maharaj. Reed, you should one day meet Varsana Maharaj. You ever heard of Varsana Maharaj? Varsana Maharaj is a godbrother of mine that lives in New Vrindavan. That's very advanced in Krishna consciousness. And he once told me that there's two classes of men, even in ISKCON, earthmen and aliens. Aliens are people who don't know what the earth is and the ground and the animals. I know that Prem Kishore, when he used to manage the MVT, but he made a little farm. He said, you go to the Krishna-katha Mandir, it's not Vrindavan. Van means the place of Tulsi. He says it's cement van. It's a place of cement buildings. He said the real Vrindavan is the cows and the flowers and the birds and the trees. That's the real Vrindavan. And that life is so joyful. You'll be with Rasik Mohan's tour, but you'll be when are you arriving there?
October 16th or 18th.
18th. You'd be very fortunate if one day, you won't see that with him, I think. You can come to the flower gardens of Vrindavan. And Shyam Sundari's coming with her group. And to see the Malis, the gardeners, and their life. They wake up and they just collect flowers. And it's not, it's not like they have to get on a bus or a train or a car or even open up a computer, right? They just get up and they collect the flowers and they make garlands, and then they put in a basket. One of their sons walks to one of the temples and sits by the temple and sells flower gardens. And they don't need a refrigerator because they cook fresh every day. And it's healthy. No processed foods, just wheat flour that they grind themselves. Ghee, which they get, some don't take ghee, and a little dal. Make a little dal. And they eat Brijbasi rotis. And then when there's a festival, if you have a festival to have sweet rice, they get all excited. We're not excited about everything because we stuff our refrigerators with so much junk, right? We lose appreciation. And since I gave them a big donation of like $300 or $400, I give them money, $500. I'm going there. Anyone wants to slip in a few rupees for my friend Sridhar, I'll give him something for sure. They built an outside toilet. Otherwise, they go in the fields. It's much cleaner, and the air purifies things. So Krishna, through his Leela Shakti, wanted Uddhava to see who's coming from Dwarka, the big city, which is also with beautiful gardens and everything, but it's not like now. There's billions of monkeys in Vrindavan, and now any of you going there by the Krishna-katha Mandir, they are stealing the glasses now. I dreaded the day where they would come by the Krishna-katha Mandir. They did in Lord Bazaar, but they found out they can get a lot there. So I'm already getting reports that everyone's getting their glasses stolen. First thing I do when I go to Vrindavan, I'm going to go to just because I love the guy so much, I'm going to go to the optician. I'll get a new pair for $50. $50, I'll get 2 pairs of glasses. Good ones too. Yeah, these are my Brijbasi glasses. $50, not even $50. And I'll wear them. So if the monkeys steal, I'm going to get hundreds. I'll get when I go outside, I'm going to wear my cheap glasses. And if they take the glasses, they ain't going to get nothing from me. Because they get higher and higher stakes. Now they'll only give your glasses back if they get a mango drink. This is true. You can't go outside with glasses. That's it. But anyway, so beautiful. Nanda Gokulam. Okay, so somehow I don't even imagine how I gave class today. because the first thing I do when I wake up is I chant 8 rounds walking fast. So I already have 5,000 steps. So that keeps me kind of healthy when I wake up. Here, and it's great. There's a big temple room and it's outdoors, so I can walk around fast. Then I usually sit down a lot. But today, read the juicery. Cacao spirulina. That's going to be one of your jobs today because it's my last day.
Oh, yeah.
And the you know, it's so nice. The lady who runs the juicery, Makaya, she's Japanese.
Yeah.
Miyako. She's very close to me. So I asked her to come to the Radhastami. She hadn't been here for a while. She brought her 2 children, and she brought sushi with miso sauce. So our Radhastami feast was jackfruit sabji from this person's house I was at, which I've never seen in my life. I mean, the family's so pious, it just blows my mind. I never saw people so rich, so beautiful, so well behaved. And I was just sitting with them in this incredible gazebo. And I go there every time I go, and we walk around his property, which is the largest bamboo collection. These trees you can't even imagine. So he has a jackfruit tree. I didn't know what to do with it, but Reed knows how to cook jackfruit. So we had a jackfruit sabji, and then we had the arakacha. It's like Radharani's favorite, but this version. And then there were pakoras, and then there was apple chutney you made? Pineapple chutney. And then there was a
green chutney.
What?
Green chutney.
There was a green chutney. And then there was a few other salads and olives and so many little things, and a 7-grain bread and a birthday cake. What? And there was something besides that. There was something else. There was and there was salad. And, you know, it was kind of fun. And then I bought ice cream for everyone. Yeah, that was me. I bought little vegan chocolate things, and especially for the children. But there was enough for everyone who wanted. So we had our own little feast, and it was great too. And I spoke on Radharani Tattva. And then after I finished, then I asked Shyam Sundari to speak. And her talk was it was deep. It was about meditating on Sri Radha. It was like a deep, Gopi Gita was translating a little for me, but you could see that people were just crowded around her and like their eyes were fixed. And then we had our nice facade. I don't know where I'm going now, but anyway. Okay, Jamuna Jaya is in London somehow. So if anybody else would just like to say hello, it would be appreciated.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. How are you?
Bhakti Devi, Haribo.
I'm going to go to the Bhakta Bandhav today.
Oh, great.
Yeah, for their Radhastami.
What do they have today? They have
A Radhastami. Yep.
Great, wonderful. And Simon Haas is confirmed.
Okay.
You don't come now, there's no excuse. I don't care. $1 million deal. Let's go second there.
Yes, I will make it a point to be there.
Okay. March 15th, but maybe I'm going to come early. You should try to get a week off. If you,
Okay.
I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it so far in advance.
Okay, thank you.
You can put the plans in and like that. All right.
All right. Yep. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Enthusiastic to come. I'll let you know. Of course, sometimes things come up. That could be.
And you're coming back tomorrow, and where are you going?
I'm going to my main man, Jack's house.
Okay. All right. I would love to see you one-on-one. We haven't seen each other one-on-one in really a long time.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure it out. I have to be up in that neck of the woods on the 15th.
Okay. Well, I also have a program at Jai Shri Radhe's the following weekend.
Okay. The following weekend. All right. I'll have to let you know. Okay.
Okay. We'll talk. You'll call me. Right. Anybody else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, it's Isabel.
Isabel.
I'm going to keep the screen off because I'm getting ready to go to the Bhakti Center.
Okay.
But I wanted to say earlier on, and it's just a reminder, you said that, as long as we have Krishna on the inside, the outside world can't affect us. And, that it's so true because my life has changed so much with Krishna in my heart and in my mind. And, life is still challenging, but less difficult to manage.
Right. It's challenging. It doesn't mean that things don't happen to you. You just don't move with them as intensely as before.
Exactly. And I appreciate that reminder so much. And I also wanted to let you know, I finally made it out to Jack's last night. He had a Rahastami ceremony. It was very beautiful.
Oh, really? Wonderful.
Yeah. Very nice. Very sweet.
Is that the first time you were there?
The first time. Yeah.
It's beautiful, right? It's a nice little setup, right?
It's so beautiful. It's just right. It's just perfect. And, his Tulsi plant, oh my Krishna, that is amazing. That is beautiful. And his library, yeah, it was really nice. I'm so glad that I was able to make it finally.
How many people came?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 of us.
Okay, nice. Wonderful.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, Isabel, for that service of coming. Good. Anybody else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Haribo, who's that?
It's Tota and Gail.
Okay, Gail, Tota, Haribo.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
You're saying that without Radha, Krishna is impersonal. But Krishna is a person, so why would he be impersonal without it?
Because Krishna means Radha. Krishna means the totality of Radha, which includes his energies. So if you take away his energies, what is he? In other words, you can't take away Radha from Krishna. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Krishna is Radha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bo. Did I see my friend Henry there?
Yes, Maharaj, I'm here. And in fact, I'm in London. And I suspect I know why Jamuna Jai is here. There's an amazing Rath Yatra today.
Oh, wow, huh?
Yes. So actually, I did something I've never done. I was in the Rath Yatra, but I was listening to you. Because I can't bear to miss. I never miss, I can't bear to, you take me so deep, Maharaj. I'm so grateful on so many levels for so many things you've done for me.
Thank you so much, Henry. I was looking and I couldn't find which was the Henry thing. And again, I like a mother for a child. I said, oh, what happened to Henry? What happened to Henry? He's not here.
Thank you, Maharaj.
I searched every room for a dead body. Where is Henry? You look very sharp. You're going to go out to Rath Yatra today?
Yeah, I just came from the parade and I'm taking a little break in my room. And now I'm going to go to the festival at Trafalgar Square. You wouldn't believe the quality of devotees. Lord Jagannath arrives in 3 giant, beautiful Rolls Royces and is loaded onto the cart. But that's long before the people. Yes, it's really amazing. And I can't believe this Rath Yatra was practically a mile long for one cart. It was really, really, really amazing. And
Wow.
several kirtan parties. It was really amazing. There's so many luminaries here, or
Really?
luminaries, or whatever you
Name
call
some
them.
of them, because it gives, if you name the servants of Prabhupada, then it kind of increases our devotion for Prabhupada.
Okay, let's see, Adi Karta, an old friend of mine, Adi Karta, Janavi's father and mother.
Kripa Moya and
Kripa Moya, yes.
Wow.
Yes, and my young friends Gopinath and Janaki, who have new names, and
Did you fly out just for the Rath Yatra?
Absolutely. What else would make me get on a plane all the way to London? Absolutely. Yes.
You'll stay for a few days.
Yeah, I'm going home on Tuesday.
Looks like a nice hotel room.
Oh, it is very, very nice. Very nice. And it's right on the Rath Yatra route, actually. And I've been, I had the security guard, Mani, he wants me to bring him some Tulsi beads, because I've been telling him all week, the security guy at the front door, to get ready because Krishna's going to come down in a big parade. And, he's ready for beads, now. So I'm, and I took Alex to Radha Ishwara yesterday, our good friend Alex. I met him here and I took him for darshan.
What was Alex doing in London?
Well, he came back for the first time since the pandemic to visit his auntie and his grandmother. And I arranged to meet him here. I arranged for a hotel for him and to meet him here in London for one day and to have darshan at Radha Ishwara.
I think I want to speak to him again today because here in Kali, there were two people coming to me every day. This girl, she just got a full scholarship. That's 21,000 euros full to get her master's in theater directing in Madrid. And her boyfriend, they're like so pious. The people here, Henry, you've never seen. It's kind of like your friends in Washington who are kind of like very, the people that, that were wealthy, but they also believe in God, which is like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that here, but incredible. I've never met such pious people. So they would come every day and I teach them about theater and I read the drama that Alex wrote with me. And so I was thinking of contacting him, maybe he can coach these people,
So he'll be here. He'll be back in his home in Austin by next weekend. He just has one more week here over here.
You send me his information again.
I will send you the information. Yes, okay. Maharaj.
Thank us for giving us a little window into the spiritual world of London, which Prabhupada said was hell, but has been transformed by the mercy of Lord Jagannath. It seems like they're really, 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 really organized there in London.
Oh my goodness, they have hundreds of volunteers and they have dozens of security people. They're really super organized group of devotees here. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thanks for a little update, Haridas.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Haribo.
Haribo.
Anybody else like to say hello? Well, I'm in this bhav of saying hello.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. It's Lal Govinda.
And Bridget.
Thank you for class.
I'll see you guys tomorrow, or at least I'll see Lal. I hope maybe Bridget may be there. I know she may be working. I don't know, but anyway, I'll see someone tomorrow.
I'll be there.
Great.
Haribo.
Okay. I'm flying here. I got. Oh. The divine couple. Say hello to Gopi Gita.
Hello, Gopi Gita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gopi Gita.
Wow, you guys look like you're recovering from the Rath Yatra with ecstasy, the Radhastami.
Yeah.
How was your Radhastami?
It was so beautiful, Maharaj. It was really outstanding, I would say. The devotees helped us a lot, so we put out a really nice party for Radha.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the best preparation? I'm not asking him. I'm asking you because he was the cook. You have to judge.
Wow, only one is hard,
Okay, well,
but
just
I
tell
have
me
to
the
say that
preparation.
he did. He
What?
put amazing effort on the rice, and the rice was really outstanding. It was really nice.
He made the Supreme Personality of rice.
I'm not sure. I've never tried that one,
Yeah.
but yes, he put a lot of effort, and it was really nice. We had sabji, dal, koftas. Oh, koftas with cheese and broccoli was really nice. We made ladu, besan ladu.
Wow.
There were so many preparations. Halava, plum, chutney.
Wow.
Gigantic cake.
How many did Shyam Kishore cook? How many preparations he cooked?
4 preparation and 2 beverage.
4 salty and 2 beverages, and I prepared 2 of the desserts.
Okay, now, Hemalatarata, isn't it so nice to just serve the devotees and make them happy and open your house,
Maharaj.
right?
Yes, everybody left so happy. It was so, it was so beautiful.
And it helps to build the community, you know? So someone has to make the sacrifice. We can't always just depend on others to come forward. Some people have to say, oh, I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me real happy to hear. I just wish we had some of your preparations here. We were okay. Read, this is the former cook here. This is our
Wow, Hare Krishna. What's his name?
His name is Reed. He was also a professional cook. He's just coming for a while, but because I'm smart and they wanted to have a potluck, I just said, no, he's here. He should cook some things. So he cooked something.
Lovely.
But I mean, kofta with the broccoli and the cheese, now that's doing radhastami.
Yes, it was really nice, Maharaj. We had a really wonderful time. All the devotees left really happy and filled.
The kirtan was great.
And it makes it nicer to live there because you come there for a community. So you have to make the community. You can't depend on people. You want to do something, you do it yourself. You serve the people, you bring them to your house, you serve them prasadam. And then they feel...
Yeah, we are following your instructions, Maharaj.
All the time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Anybody else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thanks for the class. Thank you very much for the class.
Now, I got pictures of the radhastami and videos of the radhastami in Iran.
Yeah, that was wonderful, Maharaj.
Yeah, you want to see, that was at your house, right?
Yes.
If you want to see prasadam, what was it? There was one plate. There was, what was there? There was yellow rice, saffron rice. What else?
Yes. It was stew rice, and it was, what was the name of it? Spinach, something that Siddheshwari made. And it was a chutney, and also it was 2 type of cakes and sweet, and it was wonderful. A salad and crumble, and
well,
oh God,
it
was wonderful.
I lost it. 7-star, not 5-star. She said,
it was actually.
These Iranians, they're such, fine. Their cooking is very fine. I'll tell you one story is Siddheshri, Narmsaki, and some of her friends, they got this, Siddheshri's god sister has a beautiful house in Radhakund. She's Swiss, so it's clean. It's like a beautiful kitchen. Because when they cook, they also clean. That's their system. They don't do this dirty kitchen stuff mess. They do it, and it has to be clean when they start. And they're very obsessive about this. Otherwise, so they cook such a feast with pomegranate walnut chutney. You can't imagine what this is like. And then the Supreme Personality of rice and all these fine foods. So then in the evening, right? I had a program. And I had this guy, Manas Goswami. Yavat Sundari knows. He's this young, and he's like a classical, like what he sings, you can't even believe. It's like he's studying for his PhD in music. He's a Radha Raman Goswami family, and he's like singing like you can't even imagine, right? So then afterwards, I said, Raghunath, I told people you're coming. I want you to speak. Right? He said, I can't. I want you to lead kirtan. He said, I'm not going to lead kirtan after him. I said, Raghunath, go. So Raghunath gets up there and he says, he's asking me to lead kirtan after this. He said, his kirtan is like the Iranian cooking. It's so fun. And my kirtan's like a veggie burger. So, well, so it's this Iranian cooking. The rice is so fragrant. You leave a bowl of rice, it's like having incense in your house. You can't imagine. The Iranians, you don't know that they're cooking. They're very fine. See, if I got a visa, I would have been in Tehran instead of here if I got a visa for Radha.
Yeah, that's so petty that
we missed you.
Really miss you. Yeah.
We missed you here.
Okay, but at least I got that video of the kirtan.
Yeah. Sideshwari said she's sending, so I didn't send it anymore because
there was Satya and then Surya Radhika was sitting next to her. Those are the two young dynamos of the kirtan thing there. I know how it works. Okay, very nice.
Thank you very much for your company. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mara.
Okay, very cultured people. Okay. Anybody else say hello?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Gumaraj, Tota Gopinath here.
Kishori Radha.
Hi, Bo. Okay. Did you go? You get a chance to go to Lal's, Jack's?
Yes, we did.
We were all there.
Okay.
It was very sweet.
What kind of prasad do you have? Don't tell me you had veggie burgers.
No. Lal made.
New Jersey has some of the best cooking in all of Hare Krishna. The men.
Sorry.
Very smart. They sit around and eat the feast, and the men cook and serve and clean. But anyway,
Lal made chickpea spinach.
Courses there to other women in other parts of the world who are worried about the male patriarchy. But anyway, Tota, what did you cook?
There was Lal made a spinach chickpea sabji. Jack made. He also made peanut butter pie. Jack made rice and dal, and Priya and I made butternut squash pecan samosas and Radha red plum chutney.
Oh, okay.
And Tota had some fruit from CNJ temple, some maha. Okay. And we also, Lal and Tota did a abhishek of my Radha Krishna deities. So we had the nectar afterwards.
Okay, great. Okay, so of course you get credit for Priya. Now Priya is something special. If Priya is going to cook, she can defend the feminine side of cooking there.
Yes.
You have great cooks. I mean, Jai Subhadra, Sri Rupa. I mean, you got great cooks too. I'm just joking. It's just joking.
Yes, of course.
Yes, you do have the men well trained there, I have to say.
They sure are.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? I'm in a completely intoxicated mood after yesterday, so I'm sorry about seeing me in this condition. Anybody else? Okay, we'll end here. Haribo. Haribo.